Hi everyone, my name is Artur Starodaj, and today we're going to have a quick talk about performance tips and tricks in JavaScript. We don't have much time, so we're going to have a look at one very common issue, which is, hope we find out soon, layout thrashing. All right, so the browser does two major things when rendering HTML. Layouts, which are calculations to determine the dimensions and position of the element, and paints, which make the pixels show up in the right spot with the correct color. And layout thrashing is the most common performance problem in dynamic web applications, and this is particularly true for single-page applications which build and destroy views on the fly. In the past, websites were usually reflowed and painted just once, because that was the nature of the old webs. But these days, it's common for JavaScript to run on a page load, which can cause modification to the DOM, and therefore extra reflows or repaints. Depending on the number of the reflows and the complexity of the web page, there is a potential to cause significant delays on a page, especially on lower power devices such as mobile and tablets. So what causes layout thrashing? Web browsers are lazy and will try to minimize the work required to draw the page. They do this by putting operations that require a reflow into a queue to execute at some point in the future. When required, the browser will execute everything in the queue as a single reflow. That's good. But sometimes we don't allow the browser to be lazy. If our script requests style information such as offset width, offset height, or scroll top, the only way that the browser can be sure to return the correct answer is to execute any reflow operations that are in the queue. This means that whenever we request some layout information, we could potentially be forcing a page reflow. If you compare those two simple code snippets, right, not sure if you can see, but this is the code that updates the layout multiple times. Why is that? On the first row, we give a class name of the element A to be first class, and on the second row, we get the offset height of this element. In order to get the right value of this element, we need to do the layout. Browser needs to do the layout. That's fine because we do it just once. But then on line 3rd and 5th, we do the same scenario again. So that means the layout is not up to date anymore, and browser needs to calculate it, which causes a significant slowdown if you need to repeat it and repeat it again. On the other hand, code 2, if you look carefully, there's only one difference between the first code and the second code. So we change the order, we add the classes first, and then we only do one layout on line 4th, on the 4th line, yeah. Because then on line 5th and 6th, the layout doesn't have to be calculated, it's up to date. So let's have a look at this code in real life. Right? So this is a very basic graph of average yearly snowfall in various cities. And we have two buttons that call two different actions. The first one is the code A, that's going to hit the layout thrashing. And the second one, which I hope will be quicker, should not hit the layout thrashing issue more than once. So if you click the first one, 125 milliseconds. And then the second one, 15. Right? Let's do it again, just to make sure it's not hard-coded value. 130. 12. That's the one. So, how to prevent layout thrashing in JavaScript? Basically, you need to write your JavaScript in such a way that the number of times the page has to be reflowed is minimized. Always easy to say, sometimes it's difficult to avoid, but it's good to be aware that each time you want to use any of those DOM APIs, you might hit this issue. So, yeah, if you don't trust me, you can try it yourself. Go to tinyurl.com DublinJS. I'm going to do it with you on my mobile now, just to see what the difference is like on mobile. Because I'm expecting the difference to be even bigger. So it's tinyurl.com /DublinJS, loading. The first one, can you see it? Sure. It's more than 1.5 seconds. When the second one, 1:34. Can you guys confirm?
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, that's it.
Cool. Thanks very much.